look at this question. What best describes the cells in G0 phase? They are metabolically inactive, cannot divide forever, can re-enter G1 phase. Both A and C are correct. Okay, now all of you have already studied this lesson and I'm sure you would be able to answer this question easily. Now, what is cell cycle? The cell cycle is nothing but all the events that involve, the growth of a cell, the duplication of DNA, that is the genetic material, and then the cell divides. That is what we call as the cell cycle. Now, if you look at, and the other, the G1 phase, part of the cell resting phase, no, and G2 phase. Now, I have not meant quiescent like this. It is definitely, otherwise, you know what will happen. They can undergo some of the colon chimeras. Now, let us look at enter G1 and G1 phase. Now, you can see the cell cycle, like I told you, it has the mitotic phase. Can you see how small the time frame is? Whereas this is the interphase, the longest phase. And here, like I told you, it has the C are correct. No, this is the wrong option. So the right option is they can re-enter the G1 phase. Now, and they do not undergo material. Cellular contents undergoes replication synthesized. Some cells, cambium is nothing but that is the right answer. Pick the wrong statement about interphase from the following. Now, before we go into the options, let me look at re-enter the G1 phase. That is the right answer. Now, I'm going to give you an easy question. You need to just look at the options and pick the wrong statement. Okay, that's your question. Pick the wrong statement about interphase from the following. Now, before we go into the options, let me just talk about interphase a little bit to you. Now, we know what is cell cycle. What is cell cycle? The series of events that takes place when a cell is going to divide. What all happens? Cell starts growing. That is cell growth. To enter, synthesis. Also the central testing. I look able to see and understand all growth in interphase. I told you that there is cell growth, strong cell growth. You can see phase, however, proteins for the growth and DNA replication contents are synthesis. Need there is cell growth, but then this is the right answer. Now let us look at this question. Which two processes occur during the M phase of the cell cycle? DNA replication and cell division, karyokinesis and cytokinesis, cell growth and karyokinesis, cytokinesis and DNA replication. Now, what is cell cycle? Cell cycle is the series of events which include cell growth, duplication of the genetic material, and space nucleus takes place. And in cytokinesis, there is division of phase or the mitotic phase. Now, I'm going to give you something in math. That's your question. Well, you must be wondering, why is ma'am giving math in biology? Okay, it's actually a simple logical question, okay? If the DNA content of a cell in G1 phase is 4C, C here stands for content, okay? Remember that. What would be its DNA content in G2 phase? Now, I hope all of you know what's G1 and G2 phase. Now, the cell cycle is divided into the interphase and the M phase. Interphase phase, then G for representation of a hyper, however active, and cellular content phase each of each other. Content in G1 C. Math became easy in biology. Now let us solve another interesting and easy question. What is the correct sequence of steps in cell cycle? Now, what is cell cycle, children? Cell cycle is the sequential manner in which a cell undergoes cell growth, it duplicates the genetic material and enters cell division. Now, this cell cycle is divided into the M phase, M standing for mitosis or mitotic phase, and it is divided into the interphase. Now, interphase is 95% of the cell cycle is interphase. Only 5% is the M phase or the mitotic phase. Now, interphase is the time during which the cell synthesizes its organelles, proteins, RNA. In fact, interphase the RNA by cytokine identical to one another, and cytokine then undergoes division and makes preparation, and cytokinesis is the division of cytoplasm. So the correct answer, the sequence of events is interphase, karyokinesis, and cytokinesis. That is the correct answer.